The Kings Knights are looking to add to their 3-game winning streak. To get there, they'll have to find a way to contain the undefeated Loveland Tigers and 2 of the Eastern Cincinnati Conference's top running backs. It's Kings and Loveland next on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel. It's a big game in the ECC between a pair of rivals as Loveland takes on Kings. Alongside Ryan Mitchell, I'm Scott Leo. Casey Cust will join us from the sidelines in a bit. And Ryan, it's a rivalry showdown with a lot of computer points and a big conference game on the line.
It certainly is. These are sort of a battle of new versus established with the coaches. Coach Olds has been with Kings now 17 years. Coach Cranford in his first year with Loveland. He's brought in a new offense, relying on the defense to do some work for him. It's going to be a good ball game.
Talking about this Kings team, they lost their season opener, but they've won 3 in a row since then. They have found a way to win close ones.
Yes, they have. You've got to tackle well, which they've done at times. That might be a concern tonight. But you get enough offense and rely on your defense to do a little work, all of a sudden you're 3-1.
On the other side of the football, the Loveland Tigers are unbeaten. They're 7th in the state, and expectations are high.
They certainly are, and this is a team that would love to run the table, get into the playoffs. In the first year under a new program, the offense, I think, is a little bit farther ahead than they thought it'd be at this point.
For Kings, one of the reasons they've won the close ones is their kicking game. Kicker Adam Weisty is 3 for 3. He had the game winner from 38 yards out in the rain last Friday.
It's a big advantage to have a kicker like that in a high school ball game. When you have somebody where you can put it on the ground and have them kick it through the uprights, that gives you a lot more options than another team has.
But Kings has to figure out on defense how to slow down the Loveland wing T, led by Nate Schlegel. He is the top running back in the conference.
Over 750 yards, 11 touchdowns, and tough to bring down. That's, I think, Coach Old's biggest concern tonight. Can we tackle this guy? If they can, they've got a chance.
Loveland wants to run the football as much as they can. We'll see if Kings can slow them down and make this a ball game. It's Loveland and Kings, and it's coming up here on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel.
Alarm Force, America's most trusted name in home security, gives you no charge, live, two-way voice protection. When an alarm is triggered, a live link is established between your home and the Alarm Force Central Station.
Identify yourself. The police have...
We can voice threaten the burglar out and stay with you until help arrives. No charge installation, activation, and warranty. Just $25 a month for monitoring.
Call 1-800-267-2001. Alarm Force.
Thursdays on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel. Join host Chris Goff, analyst Dave Nielsen, and Seren Petro for comprehensive fantasy football news and information that could easily translate into an office championship. Injury reports, who to start, who to sit, and who to keep an eye on that might surprise us all.
Golden Diamonds is the best place to sell your gold, platinum, silver, and diamond jewelry. Don't give your diamonds away. We need your diamonds. For this half-carat 3-stone diamond ring, they paid $95. We pay $250. For this 1-carat diamond wedding band, they pay $135. We pay $250. We are also the area's best place to buy brand new and estate diamond jewelry. Stop by any of our 3 locations: Blue Ash, Westchester, or Red Bank.
Come see Daddy and Papa Bear.
You wouldn't let money just blow out of your house. So when your AC or heater is on, make sure the doors, windows, and fireplace flue are shut tight. If you're headed out, turn down the AC or lower the heat by 10 degrees. And always keep your water heater set at 120. A little bit of common sense goes a long way. Get more great tips at energysaver.gov.
Okay, it's the Built Ford Tough sales event, so let's crunch the numbers. See, when it comes to building stuff and hauling stuff to keep America growing, more folks count on Ford F-150. Hey, the numbers don't lie. And only Ford F-150 has the best combo of fuel economy and torque. That's EcoBoost technology, pal. Hey, it all adds up to one thing. We own work.
Now get an F-150 with 0 for 60 plus up to $2,000 cash back or get up to $9,000 total savings during the Built Ford Tough sales event.
Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
Tonight's game on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel is brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings.
There is a lot at stake here tonight at Loveland, where the Tigers and the Kings Knights are getting set to square off in week number 5. Great night for football as we get you set for kickoff. 70 degrees as the sun sets. It's cooled things off here in the press box, so we're comfortable. We hope you are as well as we get this game started. Let's send it down to the sidelines to the third member of our broadcast team, Casey Cust.
Well, I knew that camo was in style this fall, but I didn't expect to see it on football uniforms. Guys, Loveland is doing an incredible job for their military appreciation night tonight. Just minutes ago, they had parachuters land on the field to deliver the game ball as well as the American flag. Plus, they get to honor one of their own. 1997 Loveland grad Captain Seth Mitchell was killed in Afghanistan in 2009, and he'll be honored specifically tomorrow at a 5K in his name. But guys, you got to give Loveland props. What an incredible night they put together to honor Seth and everyone who serves our country.
You can tell it's a special night, and it's a rivalry game which has added to the atmosphere here this evening. And the opening kickoff goes to the Loveland Tigers, who won the toss and decided to take the football. And Jeff Prifty on the return carries it out across the 30-yard line. We get our first look at the Loveland offense running the wing T. Drew Plitt takes over as the starting quarterback. And he will go to the ground on first down. This is Waddell around the right end, and Luke Waddell will carry near the 40. Loveland made a change last week at the quarterback spot, Ryan.
Yeah, they certainly did. They've had Giovanni Ricci running quarterback most of the year. He's an older guy, but this is a guy in the youngster Plitt where you think you can get this guy out there, get him ahead of the learning curve maybe, and looking forward, not just to this year, but a junior season and a senior season, he has to learn this offense under fire.
Waddell went for close to 9 yards on the first play from scrimmage. Now they're going to put it in the air, and out near midfield, they'll complete the game's first pass. They don't throw it very often, but they do here to senior Trey Heath, the 5'11" wideout, making that catch at the 48. So the Loveland Tigers move the chains. Here's the Kings defense. They have their hands full tonight. They're going to load the box, says head coach Andy Olds. They're going to do everything they can to stop the Loveland rushing attack. But of course, the Tigers put it in the air on the second play of the night. Plitt's going to roll to his right and throw it again. And he's got a man at the 25. Evan Deaver. Touchdown, home team. One of the things that Coach Cranford said this week was we're going to throw the football more as the season goes. Teams are going to make us throw the football. Well, Kings hasn't done anything to make them throw it yet, but they've come out slinging it.
Well, I tell you what, 2 out of the first 3 plays, and the quarterback, the youngster, has looked very comfortable. Plitt back there behind center. Realized he had a man that was going to come free. Laid it perfectly in on the hands for a running team. I tell you what, they've shown a little bit different style tonight.
They quickly go down the field and score. Here's a look at it again.
And here you see, throwing on the run, actually, the youngster. Not setting his feet. Boy, he put that one right where it needed to be. And bing, bang, boom, 3 plays down the field, a run and 2 passes. I tell you what, if you can do that when you have a couple of running backs like you do, you're going to cause a lot of problems for opposing defenses. Last week,
Loveland trailed early against Glen Estee, but then blew them out in the second half. They won 44-14. They only completed 3 passes the entire game. They're 2/3 of the way there right now.
Not a bad start for Loveland. And when you run the wing T, you eat up chunks of yardage on the ground. You really run the clock. You can demoralize a team. You can do it even more quickly when they've game planned all week long, that being Kings. We're going to load the box, put 8 guys in there and try and stop the run. And then you do that, well, now Coach Olds has to throw out every game plan he's made so far this week.
As Casey said, it's Military Appreciation Night. Loveland wearing the camo uniforms. They're in orange, Kings is in white. The team colors brought to you by Alarm Force. Jamison Williams fumbled that kickoff, but now picks it up. A flag flies. He goes across the 20 and will be wrestled down there. So we'll see what the hanky is all about. Tackle made by Max Mather, the senior, who's the free safety on defense.
I tell you what, Mather wrapped up a much bigger guy right there.
By the returning team, number 58.
Have a hold.
10-yard penalty, be first down.
Our referee tonight is Ron Line, and so he tells us a hold against Kings on the return.
After the initial fumble there by Williams, it looked like he was going to make a pretty good go of it up the field.
Here you see Ryan McGuire's numbers for the year. 248 yards passing, yet to throw a touchdown pass. McGuire, the senior. Last week, I should say, was 5 of 10 in the rain against Turpin as Kings beat them 12-9. He works from the shotgun. Gets this one to Williams, but he's taken down quickly. Nice open field tackle made by the Loveland Tigers. Here's that offensive front for Kings. You see a couple of sophomores getting starts for the Knights. The wideouts, Williams is their best Division I prospect to play collegiately, according to Coach Olds. But DeAndre Barnett, their tailback, is pretty good as well. 2nd down and 7 as they go back to the ground, and nothing doing here. At the 10-yard line, the interior of that Loveland defensive front makes the stop. So there's the first carry for DeAndre Barnett. 5'8", 160, a junior. The Loveland defense, you see Chris Sackett, Charlie Lawler. 20 and a half sacks already this year for the Loveland defense. That's a season for some teams.
Absolutely. It's more than twice this season that Coach Cranford had last year.
Had 8.5 sacks the entire year with Fenwick as the head coach there. McGuire has to throw on the run on 3rd and long. And the catch is made. Falling out of bounds, Jamison Williams hauls in the football and picks up the first down.
Well, they got the required 10 yards, but that throw looked like it went about 45 yards. That was up in the air for a long, long time, and we'll get a look at this here.
Williams listed at 6'3". He uses that height advantage here.
You ain't kidding. All the way across the field, over to the sidelines, kept the toes right in bounds.
And McGuire has to tuck it and go this time, and he's going to be brought down for a loss. And there's the first sack of the night for this Loveland D. Charlie Lawler will be the guy. He is the team leader in sacks. That's his 5th. He actually has 5.5 officially. Had 7.5 last year.
I tell you what, this is a Loveland team that's just swarming to the ball.
2nd down and 12 to go. And we will have movement up front. Flags coming from all directions.
False start on the offense. Number 71, 5-yard penalty. Down remains 2nd.
That's something Kings cannot afford to do tonight.
You look on paper and you look at the records of these teams, the personnel they have. Kings is not able to afford mistakes, penalties, missed tackles, poor throws. They've got to play a really solid game tonight to have a shot.
McGuire pressured, down he goes, back at the 10. Once again, coming off the edge was Lawler. The 6'1", 200-pound defensive end beat his man and had his eyes set on number 9.
Yeah, he came free right off the edge there. Beat the big tackle, and boy, there was no opportunity for Ryan McGuire to do anything but tuck and cover.
So make it 2 sacks for the Loveland High School senior already. They put it in the air here on the little bubble screen, but again, the Loveland defense was ready for it. That was Alex Thomas who caught the pass, but as soon as he got it in his hands, he had an orange jersey in his face.
That was Darren Sackett. He got to the football.
Yeah, that's the middle linebacker, Ryan. Watch how he reads that play. He knew it was coming.
Yeah, he came out of this position. He saw the little bit of seam there, and he filled it up quickly, and that's what you need your linebackers to do. Get through the seams there that the offense is looking to exploit. And you can fill those gaps. There's not much room for anybody to take off through.
Flags again. So Ron Line, our referee, will tell us about it. Adam Weisty, by the way, is the punter as well as the place kicker for Kings, and he's back in his own end
Prior
zone.
to the snap, we have encroachment, number 26 on the defense.
So this one goes against the Tigers.
Down remains third.
Well, thanks to the sacks, they've got some room to spare.
That'll get Weisty on the favorable side of his goal line. No pressure coming this time, gets the kick away. The return man is Gamble. He muffed it. Does pick it up, but just in time to be thrown to the ground by Justin Wheeler. So Gunnar Gamble makes the first Loveland mistake of the ball game as he's unable to handle the punt.
Now, neither team's done too well so far, fielding kicked balls cleanly. Now, Loveland came out with a very different game plan than anybody expected on their first drive. Interesting to see what coach chooses here.
Giovanni Risi will be the receiver wide right. He was the starting quarterback the first couple weeks. They go to the ground, though. And fighting for extra yardage across midfield goes Nate Schlegel. We talked about him in the open of the broadcast, Ryan. First in the ECC in rushing, averaging 14 yards per carry. Those are video game numbers.
Well, you saw right there why that's going on. He doesn't stop moving his legs. First contact didn't bring him down. Came through the line pretty cleanly, got into the second level, and just kept churning away.
So they have it in Knights territory. Plitt's going to keep it around the end. And he gets to the 45. So a pickup of 3 for the sophomore quarterback. Plitt listed as 6'3", 170. Looks like a pretty good athlete at that quarterback spot.
Well, Reese, who started the year at quarterback, probably a little bit better athlete overall, but Coach Cranford was most impressed by the quarterback skill sets of Plitt, particularly as a sophomore.
2nd and 7 from the 45. Right up the middle. Schlegel again makes a man miss and then goes down near the 40. So about 5 more yards for Nate Schlegel. Was playing on the defensive line last year, and when Fred Cranford came in here as the head coach, he said, that was a guy right away I knew we had to start getting on in the offensive meetings, give him the football.
Well, that was something that when we talked to him was his biggest adjustment, going from Fenwick, coming here to a much bigger school, playing with 2 separate units, not having guys playing on both sides of the ball.
3rd down and 3. Waddell around the end, has the first down, gets into the second level of that Kings defense. Ray Brewster brings him down. But as they've been doing for the first 4 weeks of the season, the Tigers are able to convert on 3rd and short.
When you've got 2 running backs like they do, you can go inside with the Big Thunder, you can go outside with the Lightning with Waddell, and there all he had to do was just wait and wait and wait for the lineman to get out in front of him and take up some of those Russian defenders, and his patience paid off with the first down.
So the Tigers are in business from the 28. Schlegel fighting again for extra yardage. Boy, he does not give up as he picks up the first down yardage down to the 13. So the Tigers will be inside the red zone.
Well, here's the problem. When you've got a gang tackle a guy like that, you've got to be able to get multiple people to the ball, and Kings isn't doing it right now.
Loveland is winning the battle on the line of scrimmage for sure. Plitt lines him up, looks across at that Kings defense. He's going to keep it himself this time. Cuts it back, and he will take a loss.
Looks like the guy that got him there was Tommy Bruns, 6'2", 200-pound junior linebacker.
Yeah, there were a couple of defenders there, and he had to pick one way to go. He only had one blocker and 2 defenders, and he picked the wrong way.
This Kings defense knew they had their hands full this week. As we said, Andy Olds was not shy about talking to us about his game plan. He said, we've got to load up and try and keep them from running it down our throats. But around the end here on the carry goes Waddell. 5'6", 155, and only a sophomore. Gets to the edge and gets inside the 10.
He does a nice job using his vision to figure out where the blockers are going to be able to take the defenders, and then just waiting for that hole to open, then planting that foot and getting up in there.
The ball is spotted just inside the 7. 3rd down and 4 to go. Loveland trailed 14-9 at halftime last week against Glen Estee, but they're starting fast here tonight. They go to the air, throwing it to the middle of the field right at the goal line, and the catch was made, but shy of the end zone is the receiver. That was Jake Elfers, the tight end, 6'5", 225. He turned to the football right at the goal line, made the catch, but couldn't get the ball across the plane, but it is going to be 1st and goal.
Well, you got a weapon like Elfers, 6'5", 225 in the tight end area. If that guy has any kind of hands, that's a huge one.
1st and goal, and they will punch it in, going to the ground for Nate Schlegel. And he racks up his 12th rushing touchdown already this season as he fights his way across that white line. So 2 possessions and 2 touchdowns for Loveland. Worst case scenario for the visitors.
Absolutely, and you've given up touchdowns in multiple ways now to find yourselves down even before the first quarter is over by a couple of touchdowns. Kings has not been able to do anything offensively.
Evan Burrick's extra point is good, so the junior kicker converts again, and with 3 minutes and 21 seconds left to play in this opening quarter, the Tigers have a 2-touchdown lead.
Boy, the straight power there from Schlegel. They had him stopped in the backfield, but again, the legs keep pumping and churning, and he winds up in the end zone.
That was Curtis Smith who got a hold of him, and Smith is no little guy, 6'3", 195. The linebacker came up, he grabbed a hold of Schlegel, but like we talked about with these coaches this week, what makes Nate Schlegel good is the fact that his feet never stop moving. He keeps pumping those legs, and he did it right there and simply muscled his way in.
He does a nice job using his body leverage as well.
By the way, Ryan, that right there is a wing tee drive. 9 plays, 61 yards, just chewing up yardage on the ground right down the field. They've done that a lot this year.
They certainly have. Run the record to 4-0, and the early returns seem to say that nobody's going to do anything about that in the near future.
In 2 weeks, they've got Winton Woods in a game everybody's looking forward to. And I asked Coach Cranford if there was already talk about it in the hallways. He said there is in the hallways, but we don't allow it in the locker room. On the return here is Brewster. Stays on his feet and gets across the 20 to the 23. So now Kings will get it back down by 14. There you see some of the top running backs in the conference. Schlegel leads the way. Waddell, his running mate, is 4th. And then DeAndre Barnett for Kings is 5th. So we're seeing 60% of the top rushing talent in the conference here tonight.
Well, we've seen 40 of it because Barnett really hasn't been a factor as of yet.
They'll have to be if Kings is going to stay in the football game. Another flag. Referee Ron Line.
Prior to the snap, illegal equipment. Number 1 on the offense, 5-yard penalty. Down remains 1.
That's Williams there. Something wrong with his equipment.
My guess is he didn't have his mouthpiece on.
Could be. Maybe a helmet buckle came undone. Didn't know about it.
Kings coaches are trying to laugh it off, but you know they're not happy as they start 1st and 15.
Well, the way things have gone, Loveland's not going to need any help here.
Trying to get it to Brewster, but he can't hold on.
Well, you got something that's going on now where you again, down 2 touchdowns very early in the ball game. Arguably your best offensive player is the running back, DeAndre Barnett. But he's basically been taken out of the game plan right now.
Into the football game. There's a 4th wide out for Kings. They go trips to the left, and McGuire hands it off. Barnett trying to get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all he'll get as he ends up piled on top of a couple of his offensive linemen. So 3rd down and long here for Kings.
Now is the area where you look for Jamison Williams. He might be the most talented player they have on offense, but when you're a receiver, obviously that requires a quarterback to get you the football through the air.
McGuire looks to throw. He's going for Williams. He's got him to the Loveland 40-yard line. That's a 40-yard pitch and catch from McGuire to Jamison Williams. 2nd catch of the night for number 1.
And about 30, 32 of that through the air. That's a difficult ball to throw. And he did have a step, Williams. He's a guy that's hitting it with it the next month. He is an athlete.
McGuire knows he's got that size advantage, so if they can get one-on-one without the safety coming over, put it in the air and let him go get it.
It's been an interesting matchup between Williams and Max Mathers so far tonight. Mathers got the better of it early. Let's beat him that time.
Here they come with pressure. McGuire throws it away as he's flung to the turf. Yeah, Lawler.
That's the grass rule.
Yep, you had Lawler coming in from one side, and then Brian Pop was looking to deliver a pop. The senior linebacker has his fan club set up right near our broadcast location.
Good to have a fan club.
You've got one.
Well, I'd like to have one day. I've been recruiting members. It's not going too well.
Keep working. Brian and Eric Pop, by the way, brothers, both linebackers that play for this Loveland team. McGuire's going to run with it. Gets back to the original line and goes down there. In on the stop was Darren Sackett, the middle linebacker. He is also part of a brothers tandem. You've got Chris Sackett, who is one of the starting defensive tackles. Chris is the younger of the 2. What a great name for a defensive player.
Absolutely.
Sackett.
And
3rd and 9 from the 30 now. McGuire gets him lined up. Under 2 minutes to play in this opening quarter. All Loveland so far, but Kings has it across the 50. McGuire goes down. Lawler got him from the backside. So that's 3 sacks for Lawler. And we are keeping a close watch because that would be 7.5 for the year. He has matched his total for all of last season. And it's the 4th, I believe, for Loveland tonight. That's 24.5 for the year. This ball is going to roll